There he is. Welcome, everybody, to I believe we're at episode number 5 of the Open Bar for Content Creators podcast. I'm your host, Marco Flores, because I did not introduce myself on the last episode. So I got to make sure I do that all the time, because we were beat into ourselves to introduce yourselves all the time, because it may be somebody's first episode. But anyways, I'm your host, Marco Flores from Nerd in the Bay. This podcast, this is your first episode, is about content creation. Just people that make any sort of content, whether it's like video game videos or drama videos or cross-stitching or modding or reading a EULA. Speaking of which, I have people that do exactly those things. As you're laughing right now, I have 2 people this time rather than the usual one. So first off, I'm going to introduce ToddEvf. Todd, how are you doing today?
I am doing pretty good. That EULA reading thing though, man, I do it so nobody else has to. It's the thing. Eventually I'll find one where it's like, if you've gotten this far, we're awarding you money. And I'll be like, yes.
There you go.
Someday.
Yeah.
And on the other side of that is Moriartea. Moriartea, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Doing good. And there goes somebody playing in the background as well.
Whee!
Yeah. So yeah, they're here just because we have a little bit of a history. We used to. I don't know if we're still on that little bit of hiatus, or just that's it for Brothering Around. But we used to do a podcast called Brothering Around. It was just a fun podcast, just talking, just shooting the shit, and just what's been going on, and news and stuff like that, and just having fun, and that was a whole loads of fun. So that's why I wanted to get these guys back again. And it's been a while since I personally talked to them, and they've been doing their thing in terms of podcasting as well, but like content creation. So me coming back from my trip, trying to get back into the swing of things, just want to catch up with these guys and just try to pump out more episodes. Oh, go ahead.
We've been trying to get this episode for like 3 months now.
Yeah.
One thing or another just doesn't pan out, and we finally got it locked down, and because we almost did right before your trip.
Yeah, we were trying to do it right before the trip, but
and then it's just like, oh, wait a second, I still haven't gotten prepared for my trip yet. So.
Right, that thing called packing. Yeah, I still got to do that. So. I'm about to leave. And when you're there for a week, and it's funny enough because I was still ill prepared, because Todd, you're from the East Coast, right?
Yep. So I'm actually from the area you went to. So.
Okay. So when we were over there, we took a red-eye flight, and something I didn't realize was you guys have 2 types of temperature. You have the temperature that they say it's like 55. I was like, okay, well, that's cool. It should be fine. Pants and a thin long sleeve. And then they tell you the temperature is 55, but we also have it feels like temperature where it's lower 40s and I'm freezing my ass off because we're in Manhattan and wind is just blowing everywhere, and there's people around, but it's just we weren't prepared for that type of cold. So we had to buy clothes just to be, just to get more comfortable. And that was the only hiccup.
Welcome to New York and their 12% sales tax.
Exactly. But I loved it. I love the trip because here in San Francisco, people are rude, but poshy rude, get away from me. I'm not gonna talk to you. Mm-hmm. Over there, they are rude, but it's brazen, get the fuck out of here, and then you can talk back go fuck yourself, get out of here, do that stuff. There goes my CPM going down because I'm cussing so much for this episode, but that's okay. So I loved it. I was able to talk back, so
it's an experience. Everybody should have to experience that at least once in their life.
Oh God,
you should. I love New York, and we're already talking about coming back for next year or something like that. Because we took a week to explore whatever, and we did a pretty good run, but we didn't explore everything, right?
Yeah, I know on your the video you posted about you going and taking your brief hiatus so you can do your trip. You're like, do you know anybody know any places? I'm like, here's 4 places.
Todd, help me out. Yeah, it's all that.
And
You
like,
know what?
This is why, and then this place will definitely interest you because that's where the fighting game community is basically out of in New York now.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. So
I got you, fam.
you got me. And I was to be honest with you, I was only able to hit Joe's Pizza. Out of
Was
all
it
the,
good?
it was good. It was like I was, we were trying to say like we're trying to experience New York pizza because that's what everybody talks about. So we went to Joe's Pizza. I don't think I went to the one you went.
There's
that
several
address.
different
A lot,
locations. Right?
Yeah. There was we just went to the one like near Times Square. So like it was in that area. So because we were staying in that area, like
it's still not bad, but I mean, just for some reason, that one on Carmine Street is just
that was the one
best. Like that is the location.
Okay, well when we come back, I'm gonna think about that. Yeah, start pushing everybody out of the way. Like, yeah, dude, I loved it.
What you looking at? I just want to slice.
Get out of here! Oh, I'm just trying to walk by. You're just running me over. You get out of here. Oh man! But anyways, this podcast is not about New York. This is about content creation, and so I have these two guys, and we're gonna catch up, and we're gonna get to know about the origins of how they even started. So to start off, Todd, you have done a content creation for a while, right?
Yes. I actually, so internet content creation was, I mean, I did a little videos here and there over the years, and then it came down to finally doing Twitch in 2015 and kind of really starting on YouTube and then quitting on YouTube and going back. And I mean, it's like a bad relationship. That's really what it was.
Okay.
She doesn't care about me, so I'll go somewhere. Wait, no. She does care. So let me go. And I mean, that's me and YouTube. That's the way it is. Like I'll give it a couple months and then I'll quit YouTube. Basically, like I'll just go dead silent. I'll ghost it, and then I'll be like, "Hey, I have an idea for a video."
Hey, YouTube's like, "Hey, just checking up on you. Just wanted to see how you're doing. Like, I miss you."
Yeah. Usually it's because YouTube, like I'll end up leaving YouTube because YouTube will do something like the last time where they said, "Oh, hey, we're you know how you have monetization on your channel? Not anymore.
Right.
You don't meet the requirements." And it's like, I've been monetized for over a year and a half. Like, why are you taking this from me? It's like, you don't have 1,000 subs. By the way, Marco, congratulations on those 1,000 subs.
Oh, hey, yeah, thank you. Yeah, I hit that like Tuesday, Wednesday, like Tuesday or something like that. Yeah, so like I was chomping at the bit, like checking my stuff like every like 5 minutes, like, am I there? And people are like, you're not there. No, okay, yeah, you are. So,
now it's just the other stupid restriction that they have.
Yeah, now it's the 4,000 hours, and I have like 3,000 of that left to get. So
I mean, they make it so difficult.
It is a high bar.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a super high bar, and I know on Brothering Around we've got into the reasons for that and such, but other than the content creation, like on the internet, in high school, I worked in public access. Like that was what I did. You know, it was a free job. Well, it was free labor for them, but they gave me a time slot on Monday nights at 9 p.m. every 2 weeks.
Oh, Monday Night Raw. So you were going up against Monday Night Raw.
I was going up against Raw, and I was going up against Monday Night Football.
Okay.
And we were for the public access station. We were, and it was like kind of like we were a local public access, but we were kind of marked against all the others in the northern New Jersey area. And on our time slot when we were on, we did the best ratings, and it was just like, and I was like, all right, well, this is cool. Like, I now have a bargaining chip, and we tried to. I was in talks to go and get us brought on to other kind of syndication in a sense, and then my home station was just like, yeah, we're not renewing you, and we're like,
oh man,
what? And they're like, yeah, we've decided not to renew you. Like they screwed me a few times in the so 2004, and 2004 was like a pretty big year for me to begin with because my favorite game came out that year. I was also supposed to go to E3 that year.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And when everything was all said and done, because we had we had everything basically planned. We had the press passes, all of that. We didn't have the airfare or anything like that because we had to get the trip approved, and then the trip didn't get approved. And we're like, this is content for you guys, and you guys are not letting us do this. Like, what the hell? And I'm gonna, you kind of dropped some profane language. I'm gonna try to keep it clean for once, which is really weird.
I appreciate you trying to keep my CPM up. So
everybody that knows me and the content I produce, like, I have a very foul mouth because it's because I'm from the New York, New Jersey area. That's the confession.
Brazen.
We don't care. Going on vacation in that area is like taking part in the purge. Like, it's just able to get all of it out,
That's funny because like I absorbed it. I'm like, yes.
Yeah. Like, if you've ever seen those purge movies, you go out there and it's like, there's always like the purge tourists, and it's just like, I want to take part in this.
Hey, yeah.
We don't really have this in my area. I want to see what this is all about. And then they're like, oh, I don't want to take part in this. This is dangerous. And the next thing you know, it's just like they're holding a skull. Yeah, they have a hat, wearing like one of those purge masks with LED lights on it and stuff. Like, they're really getting into it.
They're bringing it back home. Like, look what I got.
Yeah, I got trophies. I had trophies. They wouldn't let me take them through TSA though. They said something about crimes against humanity or something like that, and I was just like, I got these on the purge. Like,
right. Oh man, yeah. So,
so public access is really what started me. Working in public access taught me to work on a budget, and not just a decent budget, but like the tiniest budget you can ever have.
The darkest timeline.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the green screen that I have, I bought that when I was in public access.
Oh, nice.
We needed a green screen. I'm like, all right, well, how much will one of those cost? I'll buy it. And then the studio is just like, okay, our green screen. And I'm just like, no. You're not reimbursing me for this. This is my green screen.
That's yours. Yeah, exactly.
This is mine now because I paid for it.
Exactly.
But I mean, like, all the equipment I use for any of my videos, any of my content, I use a Rock Band 2 mic. It sounds like the silliest thing. Like, I'll have people ask me, like, what kind of mic do you use? Use a Yeti or something like that? Because it sounds pretty good. It's pretty clear. And I'm just like, Rock Band 2 mic. And they're like,
wait, what?
No, seriously, what do you use? And I'm like, a Rock Band 2 mic. The Rock Band 2 mic is, and if somebody's actually looking for a mic, like, and they don't want to spend a lot of money and they want to get a swing arm and all the other stuff, look for used Rock Band 2 mics. These things are durable. I threw this thing around so much when I was drunk
in the purge, right? When you were doing the purge.
No. I was already living down in this this area at that point. But I was just throwing parties where it's just
so many drunken
tons of drinking. Not drugs, just tons of drinking.
A lot
and it was just like, we'll just do some Rock Band, and I'm like. And then like we choose like Take On Me and Motorhead like back to back, and just like after Motorhead, I'm like, boom, just drop the mic, toss it at the wall, that kind of stuff. Thing still works,
and it still works. See?
The mic is still standing.
Yeah. So you forget about it. So Todd and like I told a story like in the first episode, like. In terms of making content, it could be as cheap as you want to, as long as it just works. So like Todd is a prime example. Like I have my story about it, like just a $15 tripod, like an old camera, and like my old phone, and boom, we're just making content.
And nowadays it's so easy to make content. Like, and you're an example of that. If you have a modern mobile phone in your pocket, you have everything you need to record content. Let's just say you want to bite off Marco and start doing mobile videos, like mobile game videos. You can record that right on your phone.
Exactly. You just looking for the apps. I'm probably going to do a video about like, if you want to do this, these are the apps to use, and then boom, right there.
Yeah, I mean, what is it? I think they have OBS on an Android.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's outrageous. Like when I learned how to do video editing and stuff like that, like they brought us up the hard way. They gave us film reel and they said, make this work. And we had to like physically cut and tape and make sure everything was good.
Just throw darts at the wall, right?
Yeah. And then once we were good at that point, then they said, all right, now you're going to move to VHS. Well, actually it was beta. We're going to move you to beta. Then we're moving you to VHS, then super VHS. And then you're going to work on the computer rigs. So like within my first year, I'd gone through all those, and most people, it took them 3 years to get to the computers. So
wow. Okay.
It's just, I mean, I just put in a lot of long hours. That's really what it came down to.
That brought you into what you're doing, like at least recently, right?
Yeah, pretty much. And it's one of the reasons why, like, if you ever check out any of my videos, I don't edit. I do it all. I do it in one take. Because editing is such a pain in the ass.
It is.
Sitting there, like I can record a video. Like let's just say, typically, like if you relatively, like you'll just throw in the bumpers, that kind of stuff on your videos.
I'll do cuts where like, somebody threw text just went through. I was like, I don't want them to see my text.
Yeah, exactly. And you'll cut those, and that's like that's one thing. But on the other hand, like if you're recording, let's just say you had a standard setup, you're recording from your computer and you record 20 minutes of footage, and let's just say it's just gameplay. And, like Wes probably could talk about this in length.
Yeah.
Recording gameplay footage and then spending weeks editing everything. So all the beats are doing, recording the audio and doing that. And I don't got time for that. I have OBS, I can pop up the gameplay and, play the game. Or if it comes down to it, I can record the gameplay with OBS and then use OBS to play the gameplay and then just record over it.
Get your commentary from there.
Yeah, and just do it that way and not have to worry about editing or anything like that. Because, editing has its place. Like the podcast, I think I've done maybe one time I've done an edit on it because the file got corrupted at one point.
Okay.
But other than that, I have not like retouched any of that stuff. Like it's just, I want it to be in its purest form,
Yeah, for sure.
Because if once you fall into the trap of editing, and some people they love to edit, and good on you guys. Seriously, you are stalwarts of the of the industry of content creation, everything like that. But from all the years of working in public access and doing editing for other people's projects, what I've learned is once you start editing, you're going to constantly edit.
Right.
You're never going to be happy with what you put out.
Okay.
So like when I was doing the public access show, I would have the guy working the studio tell me an hour before the episode was live that he needed the tape regardless. Because I would just sit there and I would just keep going and going, well, I could do this cut a little tighter. I could do this one a little tighter. I could use this different scene here. I could use this there. And just getting rid of that was just so liberating, because as I said, it's its purest form. It's the way it was intended. You don't have to worry about like people misspeak constantly. And, when you misspeak and you've done edits, but you accidentally keep that in there, now there's no context, or there's no correction or whatever, because you've thought you got rid of that, but you actually got rid of the correction, or you got rid of this. And you're like, all right, well, this video's got to be up at this time for a premiere or whatever, because YouTube's doing premieres now. Who knew?
Yeah. That's something I just like, oh, wow, we're doing that. Like, I need to find something to be able to use that properly, but
Yeah, I mean, I watched somebody do a premiere last night, like,
Okay.
because something showed up in my subscriber list. It's just like,
Mhm.
oh, this video. I'm like, oh, let me check out this video. And it's like, this video premieres at 7 p.m. And I'm like, what? Why is it showing up in my sub feed?
Yeah.
It's not there. Why is this
It's
happening?
not there yet. Yeah.
But I mean, other than the video work and doing live streams and doing content like for YouTube, which I kind of use for both. I use it for Twitch. I use it for YouTube. I've gotten to a point where I'm uploading some stuff to YouTube first, so I don't have to worry about the whole 24-hour affiliate rule.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the way to circumvent it, because if it goes on Twitch first, you has to be on Twitch for 24 hours before it can be on other platforms.
Oh, like a time exclusive sort of thing.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, for example, the podcasts that I do, I do Gimmick Bag with Moriarty, and I do Pod Errors with Thurballen of Thurballen Gaming, and I have to do it every damn time.
Thrown under the bus by a sound effect.
And
I don't even know the context, but
well, the context is Thurballen branded his channel Thurballen Gaming, so he used to introduce himself as Thurballen of Thurballen Gaming, and then now he doesn't stream or do anything like that anymore. But I still remind him of that every time
okay.
we do an episode of Pod Errors together, and I'm just like, hey guys, what's going on? Todd here, joined by Thurballen of Thurballen. I know, like sometimes I'll pause. And I'm like, joined by Thurballen, and he just goes, hey, and I'm like, of Thurballen Gaming. Little things like that, and then of course Dorky Ray, and like we do our and we do our podcast. We do it all in one shot, but I'll extract the audio, and I always set the Twitch premiere for noon. Now, considering the channel that it goes on doesn't have anything to do with Twitch affiliate stuff, I can upload now at the same time as on YouTube. So it's both of them are available at the same time. You can sit there and watch it with people on Twitch, or you can watch it on YouTube, because actually I've circumvented Twitch's premiere policy because they got rid of that for non-affiliates. But you could still technically set premieres. Okay. So you just can't go in like, oh, well, this is what I want to do. Like this, I want like a 10-second buffer or whatever. Like once the thing's uploaded, you just click it, you set all your information, it sets as an event, and then it premieres it. And I'm like, there we go. Well, problem solved.
This is the quote unquote.
Yeah, but the audio version always goes up first.
Yeah.
So even if I were uploading the podcast onto my main Twitch channel, because the audio portion goes up first, that would circumvent their affiliate 24-hour exclusivity. Oh, wow. Okay, there you go. So it's just, and that, I mean, that's the beauty of working in multiple platforms, working in audio, working in video, it's nice. It's really cool. Yeah. Yeah. I have kind of the same idea where I want to release the video here. Either I release the video here first, or I kind of throw it to both the audio and the video at the same time. Like it just depends how I feel like, for that episode or whatever, or that time. But and that's understandable. That's completely understandable. It's always up to the creator to do it. So on these episodes, when everything's all said and done, and this is us talking like straight up shop. Yeah. How long does it usually take you to get everything completed before things go live? I mean, like with this, or like when I do these episodes, all I need to do is add a beginning and add an end, right? Yeah. So like I'll download the video and then just do that, and then process the video, and then upload the new version, sort of basically, and then upload the audio or convert the video to audio so I can upload it to Anchor, and then once the video goes live, and then I just like you said about the phones, of having particular apps, it's like, okay, well, just go to that episode, go live, boom, it's done. It gets processed, and it goes to all the podcast sources that you want to get to. And I mean, that's the beauty of it. Like for when I do a podcast, after the podcast is over, it's another 2 hours of work for me because I'm as I'm extracting the audio, actually usually near the end of the episode, and I've done and Maury can kind of attest to this. I'm already working on the thumbnail. I'm working on the thumbnail while we're finishing recording, and then I'm ripping the audio and all the other stuff. And it's like, all right, well, you have a good night. And I'm like, yeah, I still got about 2 hours left of work to do because I got show notes to write. I got this to do. All the other stuff. I got to see about sponsors and make sure we made them happy.
Exactly.
Because, oh man, it's honestly is so weird not doing a live read on a podcast right now.
Yeah. So,
because I was going to say, if you've listened to any of the recent podcasts I do, I do 6 live reads like in a row, like
live promos.
Yeah, just boom, just as.
Oh man. Yeah.
I mean, it's a skill. It really is.
It is. So okay, so let's go ahead and move on to Maury. Maury, how has content created started for you? Like, where did it start? And then like where did it evolve to now?
I guess it would have started on Twitch.
Okay.
I learned about Twitch through a college friend of mine who also streamed. She doesn't stream anymore, unfortunately. And I popped into her channel at some point, and I just kind of saw how much fun she was having with the game she was playing and the community she had built. And I kind of wanted to be a part of that. So I eventually started, created my own channel, started creating my own content, and just kind of kept going from there.
Okay. I'm sorry, you said what year did it start?
Oh God. Hang on. How long have we been together?
3 years.
Okay, it's a little bit under 3 years.
Okay.
I met him shortly before I started doing my own content stuff.
Gotcha. And where did it start from? Just like gaming, or did it go straight to cross stitching? Oh, actually, it probably was just gaming, right?
Yeah, it started off with gaming. I speak so well. It's been a long day. It started off with gaming, and I started putting up some fundraiser goals to kind of help out. I need a cam. This, that, and the other thing. And someone graciously gave me like a large donation of money, which made like all the purchases possible to get all the supplies I needed, the cam that I'm currently using right now, and so
cool.
Gaming was first, crafting was second, for sure.
And what made you start doing crafting? Part of it.
Always kind of been a crafty person. I've loved doing cross stitch. I'm a self-taught knitter through YouTube.
Nice. Yeah, there you go.
It's been lovely and wonderful. And, I just kind of wanted to do what other crafty creators were doing, just kind of displaying work that they were working on and just the process and Todd loves to come in during my creative streams because of how relaxing they are. And just to see like the progress of you had this little bit done here and now it's like a fucking Bob Ross creation that happened in like minutes.
No, it's all good. It is.
I went to get water and I came back and all this is done. What kind of sorcery is this?
Right. It's like it made me think of like Final Fantasy 11, where you just hold a crystal. Like they're crafting as you hold a crystal, you put the items in of what you're gonna craft. It's like. And then boom, like you get an effect, and you have the item. So it sounds like that's what it kind of happens.
That is exactly the way it is.
It's exactly how it happens.
That is how I perceive it. I don't understand it. Yeah. Hence, it is magic, which means it is some kind of sorcery.
Yes,
it is. And the audio listeners are like, why is Marco just like blowing wind into my ears? I've seen the video part of it, but that's
Marco,
what I do.
When Marco does that again, I'm just gonna go hand motions.
Yeah. Somebody should gift this if you guys are watching and you're able to make gifts. Do that. Just give me that. Oh man. So okay, guys. So when it comes to your content creation, like what any kind of unique experiences that came out of that, like cool things, unusual things, like anything that you guys can think of when it comes to like you making content? Maybe you had an experience with a person or just weird messages or what have you.
Weird messages happen regardless. I mean,
Right. Yeah.
I don't even have to be doing any content to receive weird messages. So,
Yes.
this person saying they're my mother. Like, what?
Okay.
Please continue. I crave your content.
Right.
Let's make it a little creepier.
Oh God.
No, I mean, like, for me and like everybody I've met, I'm like has been really through content creation.
Mm-hmm.
You, Marco, you, Maury, Anubis in the background. Hi, Anubis.
He's Minecrafting.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll learn with it.
Hand gestures.
Hand gestures.
The other people on the Precipice Podcast Network, Thurballin' of Thurballin' Gaming and Dorky Ray. Wes, of course. One of the coolest moments for me, and I kind of wish I had highlighted it, because it's just one of those moments that like you don't know at the time like how amazing it was. Like I was completely speechless. It was when Ian A.A. Watson came in to my channel for the first time. If you guys don't know Ian is the community manager over at Onyx Path Publishing.
Oh, cool.
At the time, they were handling all the World of Darkness stuff. They were handling, I think they're still handling the Chronicles of Darkness stuff. Plus, they have their own tabletop game lines that they're doing, like Pugmire, Cavaliers of Mars, and so on and so forth. But he came into the channel just like really low key and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he goes, like, I said something. And he goes, "Well, I think this is what you're referring to." And I'm like, "Yes, that is exactly what I'm referring to." And he goes, You do know that I'm the community manager over at Onyx Path Publishing, right? And I was just like, oh my God. Like it was like I was completely like blown away by that. It was to me, it's still one of like my top moments that I really wish I had highlighted. Ian reminds me that I should have highlighted it. And I'm like, if I could go back in time, I would.
It wasn't available at that time, was it?
You could still highlight, yeah.
Okay.
You were able to highlight
yeah,
back
yeah,
then.
yeah.
But yeah, you weren't able to kind of do like all the fun stuff we can do on Twitch now. So, being involved in, and I mean, most of my channel, my Twitch channel has been built on Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. Right. I mean, for how long was I known as the vampire guy? I mean, even to this day, people go, "Yeah, you're the vampire guy." And I'm like, "Yes, I am. Yes, I am."
Yeah.
But being able to kind of really be part of that community as well, the Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines community, has been really awesome. And if it wasn't for Twitch, this is the weird way things go. So if it wasn't for Ian coming into my channel, I would have never really I probably would have never continued with it as seriously as I did. It's a game I love, absolutely, and I would have still played it, but I wouldn't have played it as much. I also wouldn't have probably uploaded stuff to YouTube of the Vampire the Masquerade stuff.
Right.
By me uploading stuff to the YouTube, a mod creator got in contact with me, Zeromorph from Team Camarilla International, had me and asked me, "Hey, we're getting ready to release the Final Nights 1.4. I've been watching your Final Nights 1.3 playthrough. I think you're great. Would you be interested in doing pre-release on this?"
Awesome.
And I'm absolutely.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I'm gonna give you the game like a month early. Like how long do you think it would take you to do a playthrough? And I'm like, if I stream like 4 hours a day, I'd probably do like a playthrough, because at the time I was doing like 6 days a week, 7 days a week streaming. I'm like, if I do this, if I do like 4 hours a night, probably 8 sessions. Like, so, 8 days, I would be able to blow through the game.
Yeah.
And he's just like, all right, cool. Then I completely underestimated how well I know that game. Because I went through like every clan, all 7 clans you can play as in that month. And I was just like, wow, that's a thing.
Well, there you go.
We found bugs and everything like that, which ended up getting patched and stuff. And there was like video proof of these bugs. So it wasn't like somebody saying,
oh, your game is broken. Game tester. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty
it's
much.
Like, your game's broken. How this is, and I'm going like, well, how did this happen? And I'm like, hey, listen, ran to this bug. No biggie. You may want to look into this, but this is the issue. Well, how did it happen? I'm like, let me go and just send you the video of when it happened.
Yeah.
So, exactly. But now, like, between being part of that community and, the Twitch community, kind of YouTube thing, some of those dirty groups,
I forgot about that. Oh my goodness! Why, out of all people, that I forget about that?
The dirty groups. Yep.
Dirty groups.
I mean, bringing back those references. I'm just saying.
You're bringing me back in.
Yes, I am. But I mean, doing all that, like, me and Maury, in the near future, are actually going to have a mod, like somebody involved with a mod that's coming out for Vampire the Masquerade Beyond Gimmick Bag.
Oh, awesome!
Yeah, I mean, I just kind of mentioned it that like, oh hey, like this is one thing I'm doing because I'm doing a mod loader series, and I'm like, the last episode is going to be Clan Quest Mod 4, which is coming out October 26th. I thought it was tomorrow. The 28th. Yeah, well, today for me. It'll be out sometime today, and I'll be downloading it and doing my 7th video on Vampire the Masquerade in 2 days. Because why not? It's information people need. Honestly, it's the mod loader video, like that's me giving back completely to that community, and helping people that want to play these mods and stuff like that, because I see other people playing it. It allows them to like have like a video record on how to do it properly and not like be like, well, this isn't working. What do I do? And it's like, these are the steps. I'm walking you through. Like, I'm doing the full install. Like, this is how you do this and blah, blah, blah. Like, some of them I've decided that I'm going to go and install them to my desktop as opposed to in the game folder, just to be on the safe side, and so on and so forth. Little things like that.
That's good.
I did a video a while ago about how to do it. It was like an hour and a half long or something. So each episode's averaging like 20 to 30 minutes of like me going like mod by mod, which is cool. But
that's good.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of giving back and such. But honestly, yeah, with doing the getting back to the initial point, all the catalyst of that was from that one experience of of that one of Ian coming in and being that like, oh my god moment, so
okay. How about you, Maury? That's okay. It's all right. No, that definitely share like what your experiences are. So how about you, Maury? Like any sort of like cool or weird experiences that you came across in your content creating quote unquote career?
I got engaged to this thing over here.
Okay.
I know you're the thing. Goodness.
All right.
I don't know. I really don't know.
And I made that story long purposely so you could think.
Yeah. Right.
Damn it, Todd.
Hashtag best co-host.
Got so much. Like, I've met so many people through Twitch. I've gotten to meet W. Grace's assistant at cons. He's very, very lovely. If you ever get a chance to meet him, please do. Just the podcasting opportunities with yourself, Marco, and with Kami, and podcasting with Todd, which, like the highlight to my week, honestly. It really is.
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, just I've gotten to meet so many people and make so many friends and just kind of really start building that community I was kind of looking for when, you know, I first stumbled across this crazy thing called Twitch.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, speaking of which, you guys are more on the Twitch side,
Yes.
and I do want to discuss that. How, like, when you guys first discovered Twitch, like, what was the reason of staying there? Like, was it because of the whole YouTube of, like, you know, the ridiculous rules and changes that they do, or is it because you just put in some time and you just found a quality community, and the road to, like, quote unquote success is like maybe a lower bar than it would be compared to, like, YouTube with, you know, with the standards that they have of, you know, 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time minutes. Like, what was the reason of just sticking with Twitch?
I never really bothered learning how to do YouTube or upload videos to YouTube or really do anything with YouTube. I just kind of started on Twitch and just kind of started learning as I went, essentially.
Okay. And then you just stuck with there. Stay with that. Okay.
I'm afraid of change.
It's okay. It's all right. Like, do you still do cross stitching as of right now?
I don't really do my creative streams so much anymore. It's just kind of gone back into the gaming, like not really like the gaming lull, but back into like the gaming as a more regular thing. But eventually I do want to start bringing back more and more of the creative streams as I, you know, get the supplies and the patterns and stuff. Okay.
Because I haven't done Twitch in a long time because of situations that I basically don't have control of. Did they take away the IRL or like the creative?
No, they've changed the categories a lot, actually. It's no longer creative anymore. It's like well, there's art, there's makers and crafts. It was going to be hobbies and crafts, but there was a bit of a backlash to that.
Oh, so they subcategorized it.
Oh, really? Yeah, they've subcategorized a ton.
What do you think about that?
I think it is kind of nice to kind of start having like a broader category so that way you can kind of better look for what you're, you know, find what you're looking for.
Okay.
But at the same time, you know, you kind of still have to try to fit what you're doing into like a bit of a smaller box, essentially.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah, like when I heard that, I was like, I guess I felt a backlash, like, I don't know how I feel about that, because I don't watch, I haven't watched that many creative streams, but I know that when it was starting, it was a little bit tougher to be able to like just build an audience from there, unless they were looking for that exact same thing. But it required people to experiment, like, maybe I should check out somebody eating like Todd was eating like in the stream before, or like because I think the last thing I saw people do was like do like weight training, right?
Yeah.
And then and you know, the guys were just lifting weights, and like, maybe like some people, but when girls were lifting weights, like, all the guys, you know, they just want to see the squats and all that stuff, and you know, that sort of thing. But yeah, like, I guess, yeah, that's weird that it's subcategorized, but like, I guess I can understand that you have an opportunity of becoming, like, say, quote unquote number one in that subcategory, but the people need to find you first, do that bunch of categories.
Yeah.
So is that the reason why you went back to gaming, like focus more on the gaming part?
It's just easier to set up a gaming stream than it is just to kind of like, you know, situate the microphone and the camera so that it's pointing at exactly the right angle that I need it to, and check my lighting and all this other garbage.
Yeah.
Where with like, you know, gaming stream, I can just pop OBS, make sure that the game captures go good, and I'm good to go.
Okay. And how's
frightened by alerts?
Yeah.
Oh, is that okay? Are they so loud that you get like, you freak out?
Sometimes they startle me a bit.
Okay. Yeah, I think I've seen some streams where the notification is a little too loud that they just jump scare. That's funny. How about you, Todd? like why you still with Twitch?
So I've dabbled with so many different platforms. I've dabbled with Beam. I've dabbled with Hitbox. I mean, I'm giving the old names. I'm not going with that fancy new name stuff that they have nowadays.
That rebrand.
Yeah, I'm not going with them rebrands. Nope. I never messed with YouTube live streaming. I've watched it, and it just seems very messy because of the way chat works. That's always been a big thing for me. Like when you're doing because as I said, I'll still do YouTube content. I'll still do YouTube videos. But I love having the instant, gratification of comments and stuff
instant
like
feedback
that.
from Twitch streaming. Okay.
Exactly. And I mean, that's one of those big things. And I can do that with YouTube live streaming. I could do that with Mixer or whatever Hitbox is now, or Caffeine, or some of the other services out there. But I built a community on Twitch,
right.
Getting getting some of the Twitch people to go to my Facebook page is a hassle and a half for them. So
it's an undertaking, right?
Yeah,
a lot of the community won't jump.
I'm like, here's the link. You just getting people into my Discord is not the easiest thing. If I can't do that, I'm not jumping platforms.
Yeah.
I might do something every now and then where I'm like, oh, I'll be on Mixer because Twitch doesn't want me to play this game or whatnot.
Okay.
I know I had done that back when it was Beam, and it was my first and it wasn't my only Beam stream, but it was my first Beam stream. I did Yandere Simulator because I couldn't do it on Twitch.
Yeah.
You guys got away with it.
Got away with it right before it got banned.
Yeah, right before it got banned. You guys were good. Me, on the other hand, I'm just like, I can't do this. Like, but I'm at a point now where I'm like, if Twitch wants to ban me, then I'll go to a different platform. But while I'm still on that platform, I might as well use it to the best I can.
Yeah.
Some of my regular viewers, because of changes Twitch has done with their coding and everything like that, it's made it impossible for them to even catch live streams now.
Oh, really?
So yeah, they've been getting the network 2000 and 3000 errors and stuff like that constantly. So it's constant refresh for them. Twitch Prime now no longer has the ad block on it.
Oh, okay.
So every time you refresh, you're getting an ad, and it's just so people are just kind of looking at it from that standpoint too, of hey, if you want to go and put out content that I can watch, I mean, I'll try to be there. I can't guarantee it, but I can watch it on YouTube. I can't listen to it on on iTunes or whatnot. But Twitch is just a little bit it's being twitchy. I mean, it's been like this for 8 months now. Because I keep on adding new features to it, and not
just clean it up and make sure everything works.
Exactly. I mean, that's the biggest thing. You were mentioning the whole they're diversifying and subcategorizing everything like that. So they kind of they told us about it because they were like, oh, hey, by the way, you know how you guys have communities and you could set up a community tag and everything like that? Yeah, we're getting rid of all that because those were working pretty well.
Okay.
Because, for example, creative. If you before they did this relaunch of categories, it was damn near impossible to find a creative streamer unless you were already following them.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you would have to use these community tags to be oh, well, let me, for example, cross stitch. And you would use that community tag and you would see all the people using that tag and whatnot. And now it's oh, there's a tag system, but it's no longer custom tags. So it's like, oh, you can only use 5 tags on there now. And it's like, all right, well, that's not bad. But they reset every time you end your stream as well. So yeah. Okay. So like every stream now, it's like, okay, playing, for example, playing Vampire, big surprise. So I'll have to go and do modded as a tag. I'll have to do casual playthrough as a tag. I'll have to and just kind of go through the list. Like, these are the ones I used last time. If I'm playing something new, then like I'll drop casual. Like I'm doing WWE 2K19 career. I'll drop casual and I'll put first playthrough in instead. And it's like, no, and I'll get rid of modded because the game's not. I don't have it modded, but it's made it. And I'm gonna sound whiny and cranky about this, but it's created a bit more work for Twitch personalities. Because I mean, for as long as that's another thing. Like I've never been fond of the word streamer. So because I mean, to me, a streamer sits there, they just play a game. You may bring them in with the game. You keep them with your personality. You are your personality. Like Marco, you are. I don't see you as like a YouTube, or in a sense, you're a YouTube personality. That's just the way it works. Like in my head canon, that's just the way I see it. Because you offer more than just like, oh, I do this one type of content.
Right.
Right. Mori is not just a streamer. Mori is a Twitch personality, a podcast personality, does cross stitch, creative, all of that. Let me put you over. Saw that look.
Yeah. Put you over.
Yeah, let me put you over. Let me treat you like Okada for a minute.
Yeah, get you to go home.
Yeah. And I'll call spots really loudly. So,
he said tackle, drop down.
Tackle, drop down, and then the calf crusher. Tackle, drop down, calf crusher. So I missed the calf crusher? Yes. Yeah, missed the calf crusher. But no, I mean, like when it comes to like doing any of the content I do collaboratively, like the podcast and stuff, I always, or even like when I'm doing like multi streams and stuff, which is another thing which I kind of wish I could do more of. I always look at it from the standpoint of putting my people before me. That's just the way it is. I mean, I'd much rather, it's one of the reasons, like, talking content creation, one thing you got to think about is branding. Like, how do you brand all of that? Well, what's the best kind of branding you can do? And that's merchandise. That's free advertising for you guys, somebody walks down the street wearing a shirt with your logo on it or whatnot. Somebody may go, hey, what's that from? That looks really cool.
Yeah.
And then you explain that, and boom, word of mouth, and so on and so forth. It's customers paying to advertise for you. That's essentially what it is.
Yeah.
And I offered Maury and Dorky Ray and Thurballin of Thurballin Gaming the opportunity, because I set up a new shop and I said, if you guys want, I can put designs for you guys on there. When those designs get sold and the commission gets paid out, I'll pay out that commission to you guys for what was sold of your stuff. So you guys don't have to go and sit there and set up a whole shop.
Right.
Because I mean, branding is one of the most important parts of any kind of content creation. You have to stand out. You have to have something. You have to have some means to create a conversation when you're not creating content, I mean, you may do a video and it may go viral or whatever, and people talk about it, and then, you see a spike in your viewers or spike in your follows and stuff like that. And then, you don't do content like that again because you're either not paying attention to your analytics or whatnot.
Trends or
or it's just like, well, this just happened. This was a one-off. It happened. I'm not going to go back in. Not going to go and retread that. And then people go, oh, it really doesn't do that kind of content that I came here for, and they all drop off.
Yeah, that's a good idea about like, because you are really good with like merchandising on your end.
I try.
I would love to focus more on that, but like my focus is on making content, and that is a tough thing to balance with, you know, making content and making merchandise and trying to get this whole like they're, you know, running laps, just hitting all your stops and just
one thing I will say is like I've had shops with different companies. I've had a Redbubble store. I've had a Spreadshirt store. The new shop is over on TeePublic. TeePublic is really cool because you don't have to manage like, oh, I want the shirts to cost this much or I want this to cost that much. It seems like every weekend they throw like a discount on stuff.
Okay.
So it's like I think usually it's like 30% off shirts. So single-sided t-shirts are like $14, and it's like, hey, you know, of course you're making less commission on those, but you know, once again, somebody sees that shirt out in the public, and they go, oh, what's that from? Or, you know, like I'll wear around the old Gimmick Bag shirt every now and then, and somebody will be like, oh, what's that? And I'm like, oh, that's and I'll play it off like I'm not part of that show. And I'm like, oh, it's some podcast I listen to. You know, you have Moriarty, and she's amazing, and then you have this asshole guy named Todd.
Forget about him.
Yeah. I mean, all he does is he talks over Maury and just spends his entire time trying to make her laugh.
And make her watch like TNA. Like that's all.
Yes.
We're doing that again this year.
I can't
wait. Doing it again?
We're doing TNA Thanksgiving again. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's Maury came up with the tagline for this year's too, which is TN Thanksgiving 2, back for seconds. So
nice. I like that. Like you kind of have to do that. Do like that tagline of just get them, just hook them in, sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean it's like for Gimmick Bag, like we moved so far away from doing like wrestling content.
Right.
We started as a wrestling show. We've now have that as like the last half hour, like last 45 minutes to a half hour. And like, we'll usually run through stuff really quick. And that was based on feedback. From people that I would talk to and say, hey, what'd you guys think of the show? And they're like, I really like the stuff. I'm not into wrestling though. And I'm like, okay. So it got to a point where like, and Maury can attest to this, and anybody that listens knows that at a certain point I go, I guess we should start talking about the wrestling stuff, which is usually the cue of like, we're getting into the wrestling talk. And if you're not here for the wrestling talk, you guys can, you know, you guys, we're not going to feel bad for you guys, you know, ending your listening experience. But
I mean, that's a good indicator of like, this is the week going to be about the wrestling stuff.
Yeah. I mean, and the thing is, it's like, the other show is just all over the place, like with just pop culture stuff. And I'll have people tell me like, oh, it's, you know, there's great chemistry there. Like they also say there's great chemistry on Gimmick Bag and everything like that. But then they get, oh, well, and then the wrestling stuff comes and I tune out. It happens. No big deal.
Yeah. But things have to evolve, right?
Yeah, exactly. And that's what content creation really is about. It's about constantly evolving, constantly improving, listening to your audience. They may not put comments on your videos, which makes it difficult. It really does.
Yeah.
Don't pay attention to likes and dislikes. I mean, it's cool when you see likes on there, and you may seem kind of bent out of shape when you get a dislike. But if you're getting a dislike, then somebody watched your video. You know. Somebody has to have a reason to dislike your video, you know?
Dislikes actually don't matter. It's just engagement. That
exactly.
It really doesn't actually mean a dislike. It's all engagement.
Yeah. So I mean, there's no real beating the YouTube algorithm anyway, because you have to post videos every day for like 3 years to be like constantly recommended. You know,
yeah, suggested videos and yeah.
So
I agree with that.
So us small creators, you know, no matter if you have 138 YouTube subscribers or over 1,000, congratulations again, Marco.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, you have to learn how to play the YouTube game, and that's something I don't want to do. And that's one of the reasons why I don't spend as much time on YouTube, is because
that was something I was going to ask.
I don't want to play their little game. Like with Twitch, they have it subcategorized. Like I can be I could be the top person in the game I'm playing, or I can be, you know, second or third or whatever. In all actuality, Vampire Masquerade Bloodlines, unless it's October, usually there's only like 4 people playing, and I'm 2 of them. So
yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, it's just, it really comes down to like evolving and looking at all of that and saying what's going to work best for me. Do you want to go and put your nose to the grindstone and put out videos that may be quality content but may be shovelware, just so you can go and try to beat that algorithm?
Right.
I mean, you know, you see it all the time from people that have, like, you know, hundreds of thousands of subs. Like, I'm not saying all of them are like this, but they'll put out like 3 videos a day like clockwork, and in some cases it's essentially the same video just reworded.
Oh, okay.
And you're like, you posted this video already, and they're like, no, this one's different because the information I gave at the end of the last video is the information I'm giving at the beginning of this video. And you're like, it's the same video. Like, you just you just re-record your audio. It's the same video playing. Like, you know, and I mean, I've taken, and yeah, I'll go and I'll engage with those people, which is like the worst thing to do. You know, I'll go into their thing and like just like make sure I comment or something like that, saying, if you saw his video from 3 days ago, this is that same video that he's been replaying like for the last week. And then people reply to that like, thanks for saving me 12 minutes. Because that's the other thing. Like, they'll stretch it out to like 11, 12 minutes so they can put 4 ad breaks in there, you know? And it's
and get that watch time.
Get that watch time, get that monetization money, you know, because they've hit those thresholds already, and they can use that. But like, if you're under, was it, I know when I had monetization, if it was under 10 minutes, I can only put like an ad at the beginning and the end. If it was over 11 minutes, I was able to put 2 additional ads in the middle. If it was over 20, then I can put like 4 ads in the middle. Like, it's just really broken. And these people exploit that. And I mean, it's just, I'll take them to task for it, because I mean, they may have, you know, this may be their way of life and everything like that, but they're not putting out quality. I'd much rather support quality content. And, you know, as I said, it's my mistake for engaging with them, because in turn, me engaging with them is helping them. Regardless. Regardless if I dislike their video, regardless if I, you know, basically warn people like, hey, listen, this is what the video's about, you know, I'm still engaging. I mean, that's the problem. So
I mean, that's true. But you also can't help but be passionate about wanting to mention something about it.
Right? I mean, being passionate about wanting to, like, I really don't like when people are disingenuous. It's always been a thing for me, like where people will be like, oh, here's the thing I can exploit to make money. I mean, great, like, but you don't have to be shitty about it, you know?
Exactly.
And that's what you're seeing a lot of, like a lot of these established, quote unquote, YouTube people. I mean, as I said, not all of them, because there's a lot of stand-up ones that do great content, and it's quality content, and they'll upload like a video a day. But then you have the other ones that are shoveling out 3 or 4 videos a day, 7 days a week, just so they stay in that suggested video thing. You know, because once you're there, you don't have to really worry. You don't have to worry about like, oh, well, how am I going to get this video out? Like, I don't even have, like, at that point, you don't even have to tweet, oh, new video, you know? It's just like, oh, hey, it pops up. Like, I've had videos pop up in my sub feed I'm not even subscribed to.
Yeah, that's the weird thing. But I think they're trying to like, one part of that is like, hey, yeah, it's kind of what you're interested in, but at the same time, it's like, hey, this is the popular video. Please look at it so you get more ads and whatever.
Exactly. And that's the thing. Like, I don't understand. Like, I've never understood the way YouTube handles that because of, you know, they're so ready to go and cut the legs off of the little guy to begin with. And meanwhile, they're just like, oh, yeah, you guys are fine doing this clickbait stuff. Like, and yeah, I may be passionate about people taking advantage of other people. So,
yeah, no, that's you're not wrong. You're not wrong there. So,
yeah.
So yeah, to move on to the final part of the episode, like, if somebody's trying to start content creating, whether it's going to be on YouTube or Twitch, but like, what kind of advice would you give to this starting person that wants to make something? What advice would you give them, Maury?
Do it for yourself. Don't do it for the money. It's not worth it if you're in it for the money.
Yeah.
You can definitely much better reason than that.
Yeah, you can definitely tell. At least when I'm looking at these groups, through Facebook or whatever, I can definitely see like, yeah, they're like, oh man, I really want to get paid and get through those. Please sub for sub and please watch my video. Oh, dude, that's not the way to go.
It's not the reason to go into it. Definitely do it either for like, you want to share your personality, you want to share, whether you do speed runs or you're really good at this game or whatever, or you just want to meet people. Just do it for something other than money.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You have some sort of creative need to feed, so definitely just go from there and just make. That's all you got to do is just keep making.
Exactly.
Go ahead, Todd.
I was gonna say, Maury nailed it right on the head. Do it for yourself. Don't do it for other people. Don't do it for monetary gain. Do it because you want to make content. Do it because you want to have fun doing it. The second it stops being fun, it becomes a job.
Exactly. Exactly.
And I don't think any of us got into content creation going, this is the job I want to do.
No.
No, we wanted to do it because it was something fun that allowed us to connect with other people. Like, as I said, if it wasn't for streaming, I would have never met Maury. If it wasn't for streaming, I wouldn't have met you.
Exactly. Yeah.
You guys are. I'm East Coast, so it's like early morning for me now.
Yeah.
And you guys are West Coast, and it's like, all right, so, how would I have been able to meet you guys otherwise?
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. For sure. Let me see. Any type of advice I would give, like, I've been seeing, I've been visiting Reddit a lot more lately because it's becoming a source of traffic on my side. So, I'm seeing a lot of comments of like, what should I make my channel on? What should I make my content on? And they're thinking about like one exact thing. And Twitch and YouTube they're similar and they're different in a way where I feel like YouTube, from my experience, the way it's supposed to be is you just do one thing, and that's all you do. That's all you do. And I really disagree with that because it should be about the person that wants to make the content, right? Who's to say that they have multiple interests? Like I do. I have multiple interests. That's why my channel is the way it is. Because like I would be bored to death if I just do mobile games. Sure, I can probably be growing faster than I am now, but that's so boring, right? That's not just me. I'm also martial arts. I'm also talking about anime and all this. Oh, go ahead, Todd. You were about to say something.
Oh, no. You continue because like I'll just kind of wrap up your point like when you're through because it's a trend I've noticed on YouTube. So
yeah. So like it's it's frustrating to see that people are thinking that that's the way to be successful. No, like I feel like I'm kind of successful. Sorry, in the stuff that I'm doing. It's just a longer road, but you're there for the person. You're not there for the quote unquote niche, right?
Mm-hmm.
On the Twitch side, it felt more like you were kind of typecasted. Like if you were popular in one thing, and we saw this with Wes Garner with Kami.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you were popular in one thing like Skyrim, and that's all he had to do is play Skyrim because that's what people were coming for. If you were doing anything else, like he got backlash because he wanted to play something else. Like how do you do that to a person making content when they want to play what they want to play? But like, you know, when people watch content, it gets a little frustrating. Like they want to watch the niche and they don't want to watch the person, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, Todd. Go ahead and finish the thought you were about to say.
So yeah, the when you were talking about like, oh well, I have interest in martial arts and anime and mobile games and this and that. The trend I see on YouTube, and you nailed it on the head. They want you to stick with one thing. That's why you have creators that have 7 or 8 different channels, each one catering to.
Yeah.
And you'll see a lot of that, and it'll be like, oh, if you enjoy what I do here, check out my other channel where I do this kind of content. It might be something you're interested in, you know? And it's like, at that point, like I see you as spreading yourself way too thin.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, on the Twitch side, like if you, like when I got into Twitch, you know, I was told a couple bits of advice, one of which was consistency and the schedule and blah, 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 blah. And, you know, you have to do it 7 days a week, you know, don't miss a day, blah, 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 that kind of stuff. Use social media. Social media is actually a pretty big tool to use. So
yeah,
whether it's Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, even Instagram, Discord. I mean, you know, use those to your advantage.
Yeah.
But on the Twitch side, the other thing I was taught was you can go one of two ways. You can either change up your game constantly, and then you know that the people are there for you. Or if you start playing a game and you're playing the game for like, let's just say a month, and you notice like a big upswing because that's all you're playing, the second you stop playing that, most of those people will drop off.
Yeah. That was the frustrating part.
Yeah. And I mean, that really is because, what was it? You know, Wes had times where he had triple digits playing Skyrim, and then he would play something else and he had like 4 people, like, you know, for an example. Yeah, it's a bad example, but you know, it's just like, it would be like that. It would just, you know, well, it wouldn't be 4 people, but it'd be like double digits, you know, and it's like low double digits. You're like, these are the people that are here for Wes and what Wes is doing. And the other people were here because Skyrim, you know, and I mean, that's the problem with any content platform, though, is you're going to have people that are there just for Fallout. And then the second I go, well, I'm done playing Fallout, I'm going to switch games. They're like, all right, I'm out. You know, and they'll announce it loudly, like, "Oh, you're not playing the game I wanted to see anymore." So, bye.
Yeah, like I said, that's frustrating for the viewer to kind of have like that outlook in terms of when people make content. But yeah, it just shows, you know, who is there for the person, not for the thing that you're covering or you know, playing or whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the episode. I really appreciate you guys talking shop. I would love to do this again. I feel like we can do like another, like a part 5 of this, and catch up to Todd's episodes of modding and stuff like that. But Maury, where can people find you? Twitch channel, anything that you want to like just share and shill.
People can find me at twitch.tv/MORIARTEA_time. And also Twitter under the same name, Moriartea_time. And also Instagram. I sometimes update that.
Okay.
But yeah, same name, pretty much damn near everywhere.
Okay, cool. Awesome. How about you, Todd?
Well, there's There's a Twitch page, twitch.tv/ToddEvf. There is the YouTube page, youtube.com/The Insanity Chamber.
Right.
There's the Facebook page for myself, which is facebook.com/ToddEvf. There's also one for the podcast network, facebook.com/Precipice Podcast. I got a Twitter for that as well. And I mean, I can just, I'm a busy person. I have so much stuff I can go through, but I mean, there's the Twitch channel for the podcast, twitch.tv/Precipice Podcast. You can check out Gimmick Bag and Pod Errors there. You can check out old episodes of Brothering Around as well there. So
there you go.
Yeah. So there's that.
So yeah, you can find me Nerd in the Bay everywhere: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and then I have my personal page, Marco Polo 177, my personal Twitter account, and then let me see, YouTube, Nerd in the Bay. Like Todd's been congratulating me, hit 1,000 subscribers. Now I just need the 4,000 hours of watch time minutes so I can be monetized for a year, and then try to get that 4,000 hours again after that. So it's going to be a long haul. But yeah, and then we're also on Anchor. If you're hearing or listening to the audio version, I just activated something that I just found out like today, that there's you can support the podcast, like kind of like, I guess it's a donation. Like there's donation levels, like $1, $5, $10. You are really not obligated to just to donate, but anything that you are willing to give helps. Definitely will go towards getting better equipment for the podcast, and hopefully getting a better computer to be able to much more clearer video and all that stuff. So I activated that. If you guys want to donate, by all means, I would love. I thank you if you guys are able to do that. But again, you are not obligated to do so. I love to just make content, and yeah, any type of support, whether it's liking the videos, subscribing to the channel, donating, whatever. I would really appreciate it. I thank you guys. So Todd, Maury, thank you guys for just recording with me and talking shop about content creating.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you for having us.
I would love for you guys to come back. We're probably doing like a part 5 again, like I said. I think I talked to both of you, and I'm trying to talk to Wes about just seeing how the year went, like a end of the year review of how our content just went.
Get the band back together.
Get the band back together. Exactly. This is only the reason. It's just like a way just to do a brothering around. But like
it.
That's all. I'm just not saying it out loud, but now I just did. But guys, thank you very much for thank you very much for watching and listening. Guys, we'll catch you next time for the next episode of the Open Bar for Content Creators Podcast. Have a good night or a good day wherever you're at, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace, guys.